Hey, what's up, everybody? Got this is a Chrysler 300, and we're doing a axle shaft. So let's see. It's gonna be this guy right here. It's pretty simple, pretty basic. You got two bolts holding it in there. It's for the sway bar, and it goes to the lower control arm. You got three nuts up here. So these right here are 13 millimeters. Just pop the hood. To get to them, these down here, this is a 21 millimeter. That's on your the end of your sway bar link. You have to have a deep socket to get to it. Let me oh, I gotta turn up the juice on my battery pack. Let's see. So it's spinning, so you're gonna have to hold this right here, or hold this and then turn this. This is a hex key, it's like a 10. So I'm gonna hold this right here with a 21 millimeter wrench, and then I'm gonna turn this clockwise with the impact. This down here is an 18 millimeter on the bottom, and you don't have to hold the other side because it's I believe it's built, yeah, that nut right there on this one is built in, I believe. It's welded. So then that you take off that 18 down here, and then you take off this one, and then you three 13 millimeter bolts up here. So let's do that, and let's see if I got any tips for you. So I was able to get it loose. I got a 21 millimeter wrench holding down the sway bar inlet nut, and I'm turning it clockwise with a 10 millimeter. So, it's like that, and then I loosen this one up too. So what I gotta do is pull that out, and now you might have to lower the vehicle. Okay, well that came out good, easy. All right, now all you gotta do is take out the three 13 millimeter bolts at the top. And when you do, you might want to hold this because it's gonna drop or might fall, but that's okay because I mean it's got to come out anyway. Just kind of be careful. Okay, so in order to get it out, it's actually pretty easy. You got your upper ball joint right here. It's held in by a 21. Is it a 20? No, 19. I'm sorry, 19 millimeter nut. So just undo that and then keep the nut on so you don't damage this thread, because you're gonna have to hit this flat piece right here. Is made to hit with a hammer. So you just take your hammer, give it a couple whacks, it'll knock it loose. Then take your bolt, once it's loose, then take your bolt off. This will come right out, and then you should be able to get your yeah, you got plenty of room now to get your strut out of there. I'm sorry. So that's it right there. This job is done. You know, you gotta do is put it back in. When you put it back in, put these in loose, the bolts on the top. Put those nuts on the top in first, kind of loose, and then put your bottom bolt back in first. Get that lined up, then put in your sway bar link, and just put everything in loose first, and then tighten it down. Then put your ball joint back on there, your nut, and you'll be good to go. This is a Chrysler 300. I think this is a 2010. I'll post the year in the video. All right, thanks for watching. Peace. Oh, one thing I just noticed. Okay, so the replacement part looks just like this. It doesn't have, you see this right here is welded on. It's three spot welds. It's a 24 millimeter. I just hit it with the impact and just broke it off, because I'm going to use this on the new one, because the new one does not have that that locking bolt on it. So I just broke it off. Hey, how's it going? So I just broke it off to put on a new one. Okay, got another little tip. All right, so besides breaking off the 24 millimeter welded nut to reuse on the new one, in order to line this up. So sometimes these be a pain in the ass to to line up. So once you get just get one side started, what you can do is take you a pry bar or just something right here and just turn it so that you can get the other end in, because sometimes you got to twist these right here a little bit. So just get your first side in, and if you can do this also, you can turn this or put something like, at first I used this right here and just stuck it in this hole and then turned it just so I can get this lined up, because this right here was a little twisted. And then once I got the bolt in, just hit it with a hammer, get it close to the other side, and then take a pry bar or something like that, and then you can turn it or whatever while you push the bolt in to get it lined up. Sometimes these things right here you don't want to line up. And then also I put a jack up under the lower control arm so that I could lower it down and kind of play with the height so I can get some clearance on it. And then you play with your jack to also get your sway bar end link in there. So I'll probably have to take it off the jack to get the end link in there. Other than that, and that's it. Hope that helps you out. Later. Okay, so let's talk about one more thing. So on a strut, so it already comes. This one came as an assembly. So you got your coil spring, and then you've got your shock, which is on the inside. Now, if you want to just replace the shock, what you need to do is compress. There's like a McPherson strut press, and you squeeze, or they got one that goes on the sides. I've got those. You squeeze this the spring, and then you take off this nut, and then you can release the shock from the coil spring. This right here is a strut assembly. Like, so I'm just gonna what I like to say is I'm gonna recommend that you buy this as an assembly. So a lot of times, like when a customer comes to me and they want to replace the shock, I won't even do it anymore. I've had a lot of bad experiences, like when you compress the spring, you take out that old shock, you put the new one in, and you put this nut on. Sometimes you just can't get it like down tight enough. Sometimes they give you, some of them are just cheap, and sometimes they give you like this locking washer, this locking nut, and as it threads on, it gets harder, it gets tighter, and then sometimes it just won't go all the way down. So you'll have like a little bit, like a very small amount of play between your mount here, and so when you go over bumps, you'll hear a clank clank. It'll make a noise. So if you have that noise after you replace just the shock, compressing this, you got to go back in and do it again. That sucks. That sucks, because now you got to do it all over again. And then probably, yeah, because I was about to say, actually on the car, you might be able to compress this on the vehicle and then try to tighten it, but a lot of times you got to take it back out. So it's just frustrating, and and it's a waste of time when you could have just went and got the whole thing as an assembly, and you never had that problem, and you never even have to worry about it. So I just recommend just getting the whole assembly, because you don't want to, what I'm saying, you don't want to waste your time. Like, I work on cars all day. This is what I do for a living, 24/7, and I don't even want to fix my own cars. I don't want to change the oil on my own car when I get home. Like, when I get off of work, after I've been working on cars for 12 hours, I'm like, man, screw them cars. Like, I don't even want to change the oil on my own car. Shoot, I got a car outside. It's been sitting there for 2 years. I'm gonna fix it, probably this month. But I got to an accident. Some 14-year-old girl hit me, and it's been sitting there. I got all the parts, and I could fix it. I could put it back together. I just don't want to do it because I'm always fixing everybody else's car. So just saving time is the name of the game. Just like little simple stuff like that. So basically, all I'm saying is subscribe to the videos so that you can save time and get the repair tips and stuff like that. But anyways, this was a 2013 Chrysler 300. This one had a V6 motor in it. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe.